Hello, welcome back to Paul's Racing Channel and to the Ultimate Racing League. So this is race 3 from round 3 from our Super Touring Car Championship from League 3. So it's all the threes. We're here at the High Speed Ring in Japan, Hokkaido, North Japan. And yeah, the sun's going down, it's evening time, last race of the day. Everyone's excited for this one. This is the 30-minute race as well with that mandatory stop. So here we go, let's get through that grid for you. So reverse grid it is as well. So it's URL Max in pole position, Firepower in second, Vex in third, Stealth in fourth, Phil Mack in fifth, Potsy sixth, Graham in seventh, Sideways George in eighth, Smoky Tom in ninth, Brisbane in 10th, and Slowpoke in 11th. Okay, here we go. Watch those lights. Oh, and away we go, and then suddenly that's just got really dark, isn't it? Just all of a sudden. That sun going down very quickly there. Oh, it's just a shot actually. Here we go. So, Firepower's yellow headlights there on the right hand side, with Max up on the high line, up on the left. And Firepower might have just grabbed that first place he has on that lower line, with Stealth going with him as well. In second place goes Stealth. The RL Max still there on the outside. Phil Max got through as well. So Phil has had a great night actually so far. Just tyres went off that second race, didn't it? First race of course win. Oh, the McLaren up on the grass and on the barrier. I think that was Potsy. But Phil Mack then up to third place already. And have we got a safety car? We must have a safety car. There's an instant back there. There's a few cars at the back on the map there that I can see. But they are moving. So it is a safety car. Not too sure who was involved back there. Was concentrating on the front a little bit there. So it's Firepower who's going to be leading off. They're all on the train now. I think we're all ready to go. So it should be pretty quick restart here. As you know by now, there's going to be a mix of tyres out there, but here we go. Let's see when Firepower decides to put that firepower down. And I think it could be any moment now, probably on the line. Away we go, I reckon. Here we go, up to fourth gear. Yes, it's off. So Firepower then leads them away. Vex in second. So Vex has got himself up there now. Better show for him. He's had a well, average night by his standards as Phil Mack goes low. Will he get that second off of Vex? Looks like he could do. Phil Mack, he does. Slowpoke behind him, winner of race 2. Is up there as well. So clearly, as we know, the McLaren, good round here it seems. Oh, still got that lag though. Bad lag from him tonight. 1.5 second penalty as well for Firepower. That must have been from the barriers. Contact. Oh, and he's getting a little bit pushed out there up onto the grass, and he's losing another spot to fourth spot now. Brisbane behind him. Get the words out, going up the inside now as he does. So Firepower back to fifth, and takes off that 1.5 second. Oh, tries to get out of the way, but actually got in the way in the end, but thankfully he ghosted. I think it was Stealth that he might have moved across, but Phil Mack it is who takes up that lead, and we're used to seeing this, aren't we, tonight? And of course with that stop, his tyres might be okay. If he can manage to get through this first quarter of an hour on these set, he might be okay. So at the moment, no, absolutely storming off in front from Vex in second, both on the super softs tyres, racing softs even. Slowpoke behind them on the mediums, so even with the medium tyres, it looks like Slowpoke's going to take Vex up on the inside. No, actually he's lost a spot to Brisbane around the outside and to Smoky Tom, so what's happened there? That was courtesy of something other than the lag, I think. Got it all wrong there. Back to 7th goes Slowpoke, but through goes Stealth, Graham, Smoky Tom, Brisbane. So the two Jags have managed to make it through from 3rd and 4th spot. And again, we see this, didn't we, in the previous races, so there's a bit of a pattern developing here. Phil Mack obviously leading it. Vex, it's good to see him up there in second. And then the two Jags, third and fourth, Brisbane and Smoky Tom, with Graham there in fifth, Stealth holding his own there in sixth place. Now, of course, we know the tyres get a battering round here. We've seen evidence of that. And this is going to be even more of a battering on this 30-minute race. Potsy there in eighth. So it's going to be all about tyres here, and when they decide to come in to make that change, Sideways and Max battle it out. He gets through though. Max gave him plenty of room there, right high and wide there from Max. Gave Sideways George pretty much the entire width of the track to get past him there. And then Firepower at the back there after his 1.5 second penalty that he had to take. Graham with that fastest lap at the moment, 1:14.424. Oh, he's going that wide. Oh, Max, that was going wide again, so he does take the wide lines. Firepower might fancy his chances to get that 10th off him. Phil, meanwhile, in that other Ferrari, he's leaving them for dead at the moment. When I say them, I mean Brisbane and Smoky Tom. So Brisbane has got himself up the second, and here we go again. Brisbane going to be fighting it out with Phil Mack, I fancy. Smoky Tom, his teammates going with him, and he might be able to give him a little push as well, being that they are teammates. They're allowed to do that. Graham still there in fourth, in fourth place. Could take two for the price of one here. They really do take a lot of that green, don't they? You can use it. It's there to be used. You don't get a penalty for using it as long as you don't start hitting the barriers too much. You should be alright. Little battle back here though between Vex and Stealth. Stealth and Vex. Vex up the inside. What's it, Stealth trying to go around the outside? Well, he's up to 7th anyway. Potsy right behind him in 8th place. Vex in 6th now. Slowpoke ahead of them in 5th. So, little battle here for 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th spots. And then Sideways George in 9th, being left behind a little bit now. A bit isolated there now. If he's not careful, his tyres doesn't look terrible, don't they? Already. And we're only, what, 7 minutes in, and his front right is not much left of that. Let's see how that works out. Max also has got even less, so that's the front right is the killer here. Yeah, I mean, it's going to affect everybody. Look at this. With 30 minutes, this could actually be 2 stops here, you know. With 30 minutes race and only 7.5 minutes in, with the tyres the way they are, if you look at Phil's there, now, that ain't going to last for another 6 laps, is it? Till the halfway point. So, could be 2 stops for people here, unless they really take it easy. Brisbane even less, so a right killer for tyres. Graham though up to 3rd. Smoky Tom's back to 4th, so Graham, he don't care about his tyres, does he? Away he goes. They're actually not too bad in comparison with others in an NSX, and he's going to go down on that low line, get that 2nd place off of Brisbane. There you go. Does Brisbane just keeps that power though? It's like a roller coaster around there. No, he remains in 3rd, Graham. So even though it was on that lower line, the Jags preferred the higher line, and it seemed to work. So Brisbane 2nd, Graham under pressure from Smoky Tom now. Slowpoke and his lag in 5th. Smoky Tom looks like he's wants to get that 3rd place back off of Graham, and he could well get it down here. Now let's see what lines they take. They all take that high line up on that green. Oh, and Graham, that's it. 1.5, exactly what Firepower done, except this time he's actually lost control of it. Firepower at least kept it on the black stuff, but he did get the same penalty now. He don't want to be turning there because Firepower's on and the rest are coming around now. Stays out of the way, does he? Well, kind of, yeah. Does that nicely in the end, Graham. But it does put him all the way back to 11th, so still holding that fastest lap, of course, but He was up there fighting, wasn't he? But just, well, must have been the tyres, whatever it was. Might have hit the barrier too hard. Who knows? All I see was the back of him going around, and that was the end of that. So Phil Mack then, he's got nothing on that right side front now. Absolutely nothing. So this is going to be a game of strategy. I mean, he's still leaving him for dead. How long can he go? We know what happened to him in the race 2 when they just fell apart, and he's starting to go backwards, and with nothing, absolutely nothing on that front right, and the back right going as well. I think he's just trying to see it through with the gap he's got, if he can just manage to, because everyone else is in the same boat, to be fair. So if he can just keep it where he is, in all fairness, he should be okay, because everyone's, as I say, in the same boat. It's not, Brisbane also got nothing on that front right. So I think the idea for him, this Slowpoke, was to get out in front, as far out in front as he possibly can, knowing that the tyres were going to go off early, and then see where it takes him. Working at the moment, won't really know until they start to go in for their stops. And I think that might be Smoky Tom going in. First one to blink, I think he's in. So Smoky Tom is going in along with, I was going to say along with Brisbane, but he hasn't. So it's just Smoky at the moment. Brisbane and Slowpoke. Slowpoke's got that second place off him. Vex is in as well. So now we're seeing a couple of them going in after 10 minutes. So still going to have 20 minutes to run on the second set. So we'll be interesting to see what happens there. Stealth up to 4th. Of course, he hasn't come in either, but he's got a little bit left there. It's more than what some of his competitors have. Potsy with a little bit sliver there as well. Up to 5th place, with Sideways up to 6th. Got nothing on his. Firepower up to 7th. Graham back to 8th. Smoky in 9th after his stop. Of course, he's now got full tank of fuel and some lovely grippy tyres, albeit mediums. It's better than what the others have got. Vex also has come in. Hasn't got a full tank of fuel, but has got them medium tyres, along with Max as well. He's gone for the soft, actually, so he's decided. So he was on the mediums to start with, so he's gone soft. But we can see what happens to the soft, can't we? So we'll see how that develops. Phil Mack, meanwhile, though, he's staying out as well, so he's giving it all, staying out again, giving it a little bit more time. I think he's just trying to get as much as they possibly can in terms of time out of this until they completely got nothing. So Slowpoke is catching him, but of course he's got that little bit more, isn't he, on these tyres? So he's in a good position here, Slowpoke. He could actually, if it works to his advantage here, could get a double win here. As they come round the right-left sequence and then under the tunnel. Definitely catching Phil Mack, isn't he? There's Brisbane in 3rd. And then there's a bit of a gap back then to Potsy, who's made his way up to 4th place now, ahead of Firepower in 5th. So it's these 3 at the moment that are looking obviously in the best shape. Now, here we go, Phil Mack's diving in now. So Slowpoke's staying out, Phil Mack's in. That means Slowpoke is going to take up the lead. And with that bit of grip that he's got on those tyres, if he can pull away from Brisbane, who's staying out as well, he's in 2nd place, there he is, who's got nothing on that front right. This could work to Slowpoke's advantage, as I've just mentioned. It's just a shame he's lagging. I guess you can't watch him, can you, for too long? But he's up there in 1st place, Brisbane in 2nd, Potsy up to 3rd now. He's got nothing on his tyres, but up to 3rd nevertheless, with a lovely gap back then to Firepower. So he's got a big gap back, in fact, almost the full length of that bit of straight there that you can see. So Firepower in 4th, Phil Mack after his stop in 5th. So he's in a good position because none of the ones ahead of him have gone in yet. So see if he can regain that lead after coming in. Smoky Tom, likewise, up to 6th, but could be second on track after our leaders go in. Vex in 7th, Stealth 8th, Sideways in 9th, Max in 10th as our leaders start to come in now. So both Slowpoke and Brisbane are in. I can imagine that Potsy might come in as well. He does. Graham at the back there. So let's go back to our leaders and see where. In fact, let's go back to Firepower, who stayed out. Is he? No, he's going in as well. So let's go back to Phil and his teammate. This is the telling moment, and he's going to take the lead, isn't he? Because he's coming over the start finish now, and he passes them all. Goes up to. Oh, he doesn't pass them all. Slowpoke's come out, but. Not just, or is he? Phil's going to take him. Oh, and he does. So there you go. There's his strategy worked. So Phil Mack then back up to the lead, just ahead of Slowpoke, who was just exiting pit lane when Phil Mack went past him. So it almost worked for Slowpoke, but not quite. Smoky Tom in 3rd, who's actually made up a spot over his teammate Brisbane in 4th. So that's worked for the teammates there. Worked to Smoky Tom's advantage, and he's got Slowpoke just ahead of him, Smoky. So let's see, can he get himself up into 2nd place here? What are we now? We're well halfway through the race, about 16 minutes in. Another terrific performance from the drivers here in League 3 on this fast and flowing high-speed ring in Japan. And Smoky Tom right up behind Slowpoke now. Well, he's trying to get past. We don't know whether to go right or left with the way he's jumping around. So Smoky might just wait now, see if he can get behind him. Close enough to pass. Maybe not though. Not that close is he, but he might get him at the end by the time they get to the banking corner. Turn 1. No. So Slowpoke it is, who's still in 2nd. Phil Mack still in 1st, pulling away nicely. There he is in the distance. So there's your top 3. Brisbane in 4th, not far off them. So he's got a bit of time to do what he's got to do. He's on the softs as well, so it's all to play for up here. It's going to be an interesting finish, depending on how Phil's tyres work out. Vex up to 5th now, so good show from Vex. His tyres are not great. Remember, he's one of the first ones to come in, wasn't he? So he's got another 13 minutes left on those tyres that he's got to try and make last. Unless his idea is to have a quick stop for tyres, but I don't think he's going to. Well, that's not helping, is it? Smoking them, absolutely smoking them around that left-hander final corner. So he goes over to start lap 14. Stealth behind him in 6th place. Just ahead of Potsy in 7th and Sideways in 8th. So there's the midfield group. And then Firepower, some way back in 9th. But all alone now, on his own, with Graham in 10th and Max behind him in 11th, as you can see. Graham still holding that fastest lap, so at the moment, it's looking good for him there for extra point for the fastest lap. And Phil Mack, though, meanwhile, it's looking good for the win. So we hit the 18 minute mark, 12 more minutes to go here in this race, 3rd and final race here. Tyres are not looking too bad. Plenty of fuel, half a tank, so that will be okay for him. Slowpoke in 2nd. Smoky in Brisbane, though, the 2 teammates are at it. Here in 3rd and 4th from Brisbane. He's trying to push his teammate along, but he needs to maybe try and get ahead of him if he can. Unless this is the plan, to try and get a bit closer to Slowpoke, just trying to push him up there so that they're a bit closer to him, and then Brisbane can make his move, try and get that second place. Now, is he going to go round? Is he going to let him go now, Smokey Tom? That is he going to allow his teammate to go round the outside, to be on the inside? Yeah, easy done. Pretty sure that was a decision that was made between the drivers at that point. Looked like he just sort of backed off a little bit, Smokey, left him plenty of room round that outside, just let Brisbane go through up to third spot. So now he's chasing down Slowpoke, is Brisbane. Around that final corner. Now to see what Brisbane can do. Can he get Phil Mack? Can he get Slowpoke? Actually, Smokey Tom's coming in, isn't he? Oh no, that was just the camera. Oh, he's coming in. Yep, he was. I thought I saw him coming in, so he is coming in for either a second stop or just a fuel stop. But either way you look at it, he's going to lose a couple of spots to Potsy and Sideways. So Brisbane needs to try and get past Slowpoke if he can. I don't think he's going to be catching Phil Mack with 20 minutes gone now, final 10 minutes of this race. So, top three at the moment, no. These are the top three tonight, these three drivers. Phil Mack with that race 1 victory, and then Slowpoke in race 2. We've got them both up there in first and second as we speak at this point of time. Brisbane not had a win here yet tonight, but it's certainly looking like he wants a second place. I'm sure he's going to have enough to get the win at this stage. He just can't seem to get past Slowpoke. Potsy though, his teammate in 4th place. Sideways in 5th, got past Stealth. Stealth in 6th now. Stealth trying to go down lower. And then just sits up behind Sideways now, Stealth. Will he get into his draft? See what he can do. I'm sure that Citroen's particularly quick when it's flat out. Doesn't look it, does it? Looks very, very similar to that Silvia ahead of him. Firepower in the 7th spot. Still a little bit lonely, but 7th good for him at the moment, if he can stay there. Smokey back to 8th. So actually Smokey has lost a lot of spots, hasn't he, after letting his teammate going through. I'm too sure. Oh, he went in, didn't he? Yep, just remembered he's gone in, so he had to come in clearly for new tyres. He's chucked on some more softs. But he lost a lot of places because of that. So down to 8th he went. Graham in 9th. Vex, he's gone down to 10th now after a good start to the race. For whatever reason, he's I know he's one of the early ones to come in, and I wonder whether he's gone back in as well for another set, so maybe he did do a 2-stopper. Next, his teammate in 11th spot, so the 2 Hyundais in 10th and 11th, but back at the front we have Phil Mack, who is leading this with 8 minutes to go. And actually passing Mack, so he's being lapped along with these 2 coming up on him as well. But Slowpoke's still holding off Brisbane. He's been defending hard, albeit from left to right at times, but he's working a treat at the moment. Brisbane's probably got a headache at this point, looking at that jumping around ahead of him. He's thinking, I'm a driver, get me out of here, let me get past. He'll be on the paracetamols after this race, that's for sure. So Brisbane in 3rd, Potsy in 4th. So good race from Potsy. Hasn't really been under any sort of pressure from anybody. A little bit alone now, isn't he? So he'll certainly take 4th if he stays where he is at that point. Stealth in 5th. Some way back off of Potsy, and he's actually got past Sideways, hasn't he, Stealth? So he did make it up to 5th place, so that's good for him. Sideways in 6th place. Not a lot left on his tyres, but with 6 minutes left, he'll see that one through. Firepower in 7th, and he's under pressure from Smoky Tom now in 8th spot. So I'm not too sure whether, well, we know that the Ferrari's not great when the tyres start to go off. We see that evidence of that, didn't we, in race 2? So maybe that's what's happening here with Firepower. Smoky Tom, of course, is on them for that fresher set of softs, which is clearly helping. As Firepower just lets him go, he said, look, you're quicker than me, you might as well have it, mate. So up to 7th goes Smoky, back to 8th goes Firepower, then we've got Graham in 9th, Vex in 10th, and Max in 11th. Over the line goes our leader to start lap 20. Graham still holding that fastest lap, so it's looking good there for him for that. Slowpoke still holding off Brisbane, and he's not getting any closer, is he, Brisbane? In fact, he's probably dropping back further. I don't think Slowpoke's got enough in the tank to get that win off of Phil. But we've seen funnier things, haven't we? So we never know. Brisbane, I think he's got nothing on his tyres, has he? So that's why he's just dropping back from the battle with Slowpoke. So I think he's pretty much settled that for 3rd place here. It's about all he can get now. Not much else he can do with the tyres the way they are. Potsy in 4th, Stealth in 5th. Been a cracking round again, isn't it? Great racing from the League 3 drivers, as I've mentioned, and we roll on to the next round. That'll be halfway through the season next time out. And we'll see what the point situation looks like as well. At the start of that, I'll be telling you what that is like in the championship. For now though, let's just watch the remaining few minutes of this race and this round, because it actually looks like Slowpoke is catching Phil, so might have to eat my words here. Maybe he will get that lead off of him, because he's very close now, and he's probably got enough time too. And Phil's got nothing on his tyres now, that's all. Whereas Slowpoke, I think, has got a little bit, so yeah, he's in a better position, Slowpoke. So actually, it's just a shame we can't stay on him for too long because of the way he's jumping around. But he does look like he's in a good position, and he could actually get a double win here if he can just do everything right. Try and stay with Phil. And it might be successful. So here we go along the start and finish. Let's see what this looks like. Can't see from there. Brisbane dropping back as we can see. Slowpoke now with, well, pretty much 2 and a bit minutes left. May get another 2 laps out of this possibly. To the leaders here. So that's going to be enough time for Slowpoke to do what he's got to do. If he's going to do it, this is the time to do it, as he hits that barrier hard, lots of sparks flying. And he's on him. Here we go. He's going to be attacking. He's got it in his sights. Phil's got nothing. He can't do anything. He's just got to do his defending that he done before. And we know he's good at that. But, oh, and he's up on the curb, sliding it all over the place. Not intentionally, but it was pretty good defending actually in the end. He's just got nothing. He's got nothing when you put the power down. He's losing a lot here, although Slowpoke's tyres are now just going to the end of their life as well. But still in a good position, Slowpoke. I think he's going to get it, you know. Let's see. Certainly going to get one more lap out of this. Goes low. Here we go. He's going to take him. He's got him by a nose, by a car's length. Just, he's got it. As they start lap 23, and this is the race right here, what we're watching. This is where it's going to be decided. Just a shame he's got that lag on. Oh, Phil's not giving up though, is he? Phil's going to have another crack at him, but he's got nothing, has he, with those tyres. Brisbane actually is catching as well, Phil, so Brisbane hasn't given up their second place, has he? He's got nothing either. None of them have got anything now left on their tyres. Going down to the rims very soon. He's got nothing in the way of fuel either, Phil. So he'd be hoping that there isn't another lap, and I think he might just about do it in terms of fuel here. But Slowpoke also, no, he's got it. Phil's going to take him. Phil's going to have him because they're going to go on under the lower line here. He's going to get him. No, he doesn't. This is going to be a race to the line. No, he's not going to do it. Slowpoke's going to do it as they go over. This is the final lap. What a finish in the end. Slowpoke's going to do it. A double here tonight. So great racing from these guys. Phil Mack in second, Brisbane in third. So it was all really close up there in the end. Potsy with a good fourth spot. Stealth will come in a good fifth for him. Closely followed by, I was going to closely followed by Max, but he's back in 11th. He's being lapped. He's already finished in 11th. So 5th for Stealth. Smoky Tom in 6th place. Sideways in 7th. Firepower will get that 8th spot. Graham in 9th. Some way back. Vexel will come in 10th spot. And we know that Max got that 11th in the end. But Graham, as we see him coming around the final corner, will also get that fastest lap. 1:14.424. Well done to him. And here comes Vex now to finish them all off. An outstanding round tonight. Great racing. Hope you enjoyed it all. And join me again for round 4 soon. And I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.